Hey everyone, Rob Van Dyson here again. Today is the 23rd of May 2021, and I'm up here at Hobble Creek once again, even though you can't tell. Got a fire going, and using my flashlight sitting on my tripod to illuminate this video. So something I was thinking about today. I knew I actually wanted to do a video on this for a couple of days, and today just kind of worked out to be a perfect example of what I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is the concept of compromise. Now, a lot of people like to go all chest beating and say no compromise and never compromise. And there is actually some value on that. There are some things I think you should not compromise on. But there are other things where you do need to compromise. And if you're in any kind of long-term relationship that's anywhere close to healthy, you'll know that there is actually a lot of compromise in such relationships. Now, what brought this thought on was I'm starting to study marketing, especially digital marketing. It's something I alluded to in the last video, even though I didn't specify it was marketing. But I'm thinking about maybe doing a career shift, or at least a side hustle, in marketing. And that really got me thinking about, well, what are the biggest platforms out there? What are some of the most bang for your buck marketing platforms out there? And a lot of them are companies I don't like, that I've stopped using because I don't like their policies, I don't like the way they're handling things. I don't like some of the stuff that they've admitted to doing, let alone some of the stuff they haven't been caught for yet. What that might be, don't know. Sorry, I don't have my tinfoil hat on today. But the fact that they said, yes, we've done some of this stuff, it does make you wonder, well, what are they not admitting to? And, I'm thinking, okay, well, do I get back on these social platforms? Because if I'm going to be successful marketing, they have the largest reach. And honestly, I haven't come to a decision yet. It is something I'm still deep in thought about. But I might have to make compromises on it. Does that mean I need to go full in and say, oh yeah, I'm just going to start using these platforms again? And no, it doesn't. It means that I would use them for my purposes and nothing else. Today was another example of compromise. As you notice, it is a lot darker than when I usually record. And it was, okay, well, my family had some stuff going on, and my choices were either to say, no, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to go up to the canyon and record my video. To say, yes, I am going to go ahead and do those, and not do my video. Both of those are OnOff OnOff Solutions, OnOff thinking. And instead, what I came up with was a compromise. Yes, I'm going to go do that. Then I'm going to go up to the canyon. It is a lot later than I would usually be up here, a lot later than I like to be up here. Well, not so much than I like to be up here, but then of when I'd like to record my video. I'd like to have the sun up, where you can see either the foliage behind me, or if I was facing the other way, where you could see the creek. But my compromise was, you know what? I'm going to come up here, I'm going to do my video anyway. It's not ideal, it's actually raining right now. Fortunately, I'm under some very heavy foliage, which is giving me a significant amount of protection. You can probably hear it. In between that and the fire, this would be great to record just for ambient noise. But I'm up here, I'm doing my video. I'm following through from my last video. And I've been studying marketing. Even on days I'm tired, I'll find a short video and put it on. And I'm trying to learn a little bit every day. And I knew this was a large field to be studying in the first place, and the more I'm studying, the more I'm realizing it's much bigger than I even thought at first. So, compromise is part of life. If you're in any kind of, like I said, healthy relationship, there's going to be compromise. You know, there are going to be times where, you know, I really want to go fishing, but my wife really wants to do something else. So what do? If I'm lucky, I'll be able to figure out a way to do both. You know, I knew I had to do a video today, but there are certain things that were going on in this family event that needed to happen. So my compromise is here. Out here recording in the dark with a flashlight that's doing my face absolutely no favors on this video. Another compromise. I'm out here with my cell phone. All my videos are recorded on my cell phone, not on some fancy camera. You know, my mic is my Bluetooth headphones. I'm not wearing or using any kind of fancy equipment, and that's a compromise. Would my videos look better if I had a really good camera? Yes. Would my videos sound better if I had mics and other fancy equipment? Yes, they would. I don't have them. Right now, I have a million other things that require money more than those do, so my compromise is I'm doing my videos with suboptimal equipment, but I'm getting it done. So then, okay, compromise is part of life. Compromise is something that we need to do. Should we always compromise? No. There are certain values that I don't think we should ever compromise. What those are for you is a highly individualized question. I can't answer that question for you. I might be able to help you come up with your own answers by asking questions and using the Socratic method. But I can't just hand you a list and say these are the things that you should never compromise on. I could probably hand you a list of things I say I personally don't think you should compromise on. Then it's my list, not yours. And I truly do believe that for you to be successful, it is very helpful to look at what other people have been successful in your field for. Truly believe that. Find out what the big dogs do, and for the most part, copy it. But I don't believe you should just copy and paste exactly. You know, people like Gary Vaynerchuk, people like Tony Robbins, people like Jack Spirko, people like Elon Musk, and the guy who does Amazon, and Bill Gates, and all these people. No one is going to question that they've been highly successful in their fields. However, Jeff Bezos, I just remembered his name, and Bill Gates are going or have gone through a divorce. I don't follow them. I just, I've heard from enough credible sources that they're going through a divorce. I don't know whether it's done or not. I don't follow their personal lives. I have no interest in following their personal lives. So, those two have been very successful financially and in their businesses, but not so much in their personal life. But anyways, even if let's just take Bill Gates as an example. Just because everyone pretty much knows who Bill Gates is. You know, and you want to create the next operating system that's going to essentially run the world. Let's be honest, you know, Apple has a good market share, but most of the world either runs on Windows or Linux. Let's say you want to be the next big dog in the operating system space. So, you should sit down, look exactly at what Bill Gates did, and copy it exactly, right? No. For the simple fact that you are not Bill Gates. You might be closer to him than some other people, but you're not. You should take and look at everything what he did and modify it to yourself. And I believe the same thing applies to your own personal values. Now, there are religious institutions and stuff that will give you a core, you know, and things like that. There are people I follow who help give me cores in other aspects that my religion doesn't particularly cover. But I still have to take those, you know, principles and apply them to my life. I still have to take the strategies that I learned from books and from audiobooks and from podcasts and etc., from magazine articles and stuff like that. And I have to figure out how to apply it to my life. And that includes what I will and will not compromise on. A lot of the people who I listen to and I respect are fairly dead set against Facebook. And they've actually given me reasons why. And after looking at it, I think they have points. But even Jack Spirko, who is extremely hard on Facebook and takes Mark Zuckerberg's name every time he mentions it and turns it into, you know, some kind of crude joke, will admit, you know what, for some people, yeah, you do need to stay on Facebook, you know. But, you know, it's that compromise. So, before I start rambling on too long, my question to you is, what are you willing not to compromise on, and what are you not? Especially the what are you not willing to compromise on. I'd highly suggest you get that pen and paper out I talked about in my bonus episode. Pull it out. And make a list of all the things that you don't want to compromise on. Just write it down, brainstorm, put every single thing that when someone says, what are you not going to compromise or what do you not want to compromise on, write it down. Maybe even take a couple of days to do this. You know, new thoughts will pop into your head. And then as you do that, start prioritizing and say, okay, these are things that I will never compromise on. You know, these are core values that I don't think you should ever compromise, or at least I don't think that I should ever compromise on. Those lists are going to be different for every single person. And then start prioritizing the things like, okay, it will take a lot to make me compromise on this. And then it's like, you know what? This made it on the list, but it's something I think I might be able to compromise on. But I don't like it. And then, like, oh, okay, yeah. You know, this may or may not have had a place on this list. But that's something I'm willing to compromise on. And just start figuring it out. That way when something comes up, you know, you at least have it in the back of your mind. and also have it written down somewhere. I'll compromise on this. You know, whether or not to use Facebook is something that's on my... I really don't want to compromise on this, but for me to head to my goals, at least I know what that is. I know that devil. And, you know, I might be willing to compromise on, you know, learning how their current algorithms work. And they're changing them constantly. They're constantly changing their terms of service and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable on their platform. You know, and I'm like, okay, I can get to know that devil. And I will dance with that devil as little as possible, if I dance with him at all. But where I need to dance, I'll dance. And I think I just kind of came to my conclusion on that, talking through these videos, which, let's be honest, I'm getting 3 to 6 views on these videos. These videos are mostly for me at this point. But, okay. I now know how much I'm going to dance with that devil. And a time might come where I decide, you know what? I'm not dancing with this devil anymore. But if you don't actually think about it, if you're not intentional about your compromises, you're going to end up in one of two camps. You're going to end up in the I never compromise on anything camp, which is very destructive. You know, life is compromise. Or you're going to end up in the I compromise on everything. And you become like the shifting sands in the Sahara. And you'll end up with no foundation to build your life on because you're building your life on shifting compromises. And you'll never build anything that'll last. So those are my thoughts for you today. Now, please, those of you who actually do watch this, please like this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Click that notification bell. There's a reason why you hear this on every YouTube video of anyone who's serious about YouTubing, is it actually really does help with the algorithms. And honestly, let me know if you've done this. Let me know if my videos are helping you at all. Please leave comments down below. With that, been Dyson out.